All right, Asian Slick Slay here with another Arc Raiders video. This one here is more of a discussion style video. I did a post a while ago, a poll on Twitter saying, should Arc Raiders have a PvE only mode? And from 8 votes, it was 75% yes, 25% no. And I thought, that's very interesting that we get more yeses than no. Mainly because the developers of this game, Embark, they started making this game as a PvE only game. And from what they said, it wasn't exciting enough. It just didn't have a hook to it. It's just kind of vanilla, kind of boring. So they added the PvP mode, and then boom, it was like they finally had the recipe for their game. And I get it. This game is very beautiful. This game has amazing audio. This game also has very interesting lore, and a PvE mode will let you enjoy all of those things in more detail and in greater depth because you're not worried about a player coming in and ruining your time. I totally get that. I totally understand that. There's also been a lot of griefing happening. Basically, when the green lights on the extraction turn on and the doors or whatever start coming up or closing, you have a small window where you can get down. And if it's a player, the player will continue shooting and end your run. You won't extract, basically. Even though the doors have come up and they don't have time to loot your gear, they have just ended your run and they got nothing, you got nothing. And they only got the loot that they extracted with. And that's basically griefing. All right. So Carnage had this game design idea. They should change the final extraction mechanic. Now it says here immediately you want to say no, it's fine how it is, but after really thinking about it, I believe design wise it's flawed because the mechanics of the game do not allow for instant looting. It is not possible to successfully down someone and loot them while the green lights are on in the extraction. It is not feasible because of the rules of the game world. However, the game absolutely lets you kill and punch out players during this time, denying them of loot. So in essence, the game has built in a trolling window into this main loop, a 4-second period where players can decide in some situations to ruin another player's round just because they can. Again, the only thing in the game here that would be gained is a small XP amount, which is, to be clear, you can use a valid argument to keep the mechanic just how it is. This seems unintentional. I can't imagine that a team would want to foster this kind of behavior in their game, but I mean, maybe I'm totally off base here. Maybe that is the exact level of griefing style gameplay Embark wants to offer. Anyway, my suggestion, anybody dead or alive gets out successfully if the lights are green and the doors close on them. Some seems OP at first, but if you think about it, the only thing it would get rid of is the final 4 seconds griefing that happens as the doors close. So he's suggesting that when you finally complete that extraction loading sequence and then the lights come on, you're safe, you're good, everything's fine, and everyone extracts, whether you're dead, whether you're alive, whatever. And then he goes, he said in here that it says, see here, maybe that is the exact level of griefing style gameplay Embark wants to offer. And what I've noticed in the game is there are 2 extraction computers, right? 2 extraction computers, and there's sometimes a little bit of obstacles in the middle. And I'm wondering if this small window, I'm wondering if maybe Embark did actually plan for this to happen, expect for this to happen, and allows it to happen because it sort of allows for the extraction zone to still have a bit of anxiety, a bit of stress, and then when you get out, you get this instant relief, like, oh, I made it out, I've extracted, everything's good. And also, if you get in a gunfight in that extraction zone, maybe you win and it makes it even better. Now, I can imagine if this were to kind of be a big thing, and actually kind of is, people really do know about it, but it seems like the overall community of Arc Raiders is mostly friendly, and they want to engage in PvP in a more non-surprise, non-sneak attack way, non-griefing way. But if the griefers, the small amount there is, know about this, they'll continue to grief either way, and maybe even plan to, you know, betray someone while the doors go up, while the green lights are flashing. And I think what would be kind of interesting is you could still get downed in the extraction, right? But what if once the green lights go on, there would be no PvP? The Arc, they'll down you. They'll shoot right through the door, you know, right through the last bit of the open door, and then down you, and then they'll stop shooting, because that's how they work. They don't shoot you while you're down. And then I thought about it, I'm like, well, what's the point? If everyone can extract once the green lights come on, or if you're down and you know you're fine, I don't know. I guess for me, having that last bit of excitement, the last bit of risk in the extraction zone makes it that much more exciting, makes it that much more fun. And so I really don't know. I really don't know how they can make everybody happy and prevent griefing within the game. And here's another example of how strong PvE players, how strong of the PvE side there is for this game. It says from this particular streamer here. Now don't go grief them, don't go harass them or anything like that. They've blocked their comments because they have been getting that way. But it says, congratulations to Arc Raiders for making the funnest game for psychopaths and assholes. I'll come back when there's PvE only servers. Hashtag Arc Raiders. And I retweeted this and I said, basically, I'm glad that people have free will and they don't force themselves to play a game expecting it to change, expecting a feature to be added to the game that appeases to them. It's interesting that people go into this game knowing that there's PvP in it, knowing that there's an extraction shooter. Like everyone is saying, this is third-person perspective, and this is an extraction shooter. Those two things have been going, you know, from the playtests for a very long time. Like, hey, these are two kind of hurdles that you're going to have to understand. It's not first-person perspective, which a lot of people are apprehensive about. They want first-person, but this is third-person. Everyone has been saying that. Everyone is, you know, it's been advertised that way. Everyone knows. And then it's an extraction shooter, and it's been compared to Tarkov, even though it barely resembles Tarkov in any way other than the fact that you can extract. So it's very interesting that people have this very angry response, and maybe they just had a lot of bad games. And that's why when I played, I tried my best to make Damn Battlegrounds not a PvP zone. I did all my PvP stuff in all other maps, but it's very difficult. I like the fact that you have to worry about a player and you have to worry about the Arc robots in the game. I like that, because if you go after the player, now you might bring over that Rocketeer and it's going to third party and ruin your time. Both of you will die. If you go after the Rocketeer and then you down it, now you got to worry about that player coming in and taking that loot from you by force. I like that dynamic. I really do. It's really fun, and it is a little bit hardcore. It's a little bit of a challenge, but this game mitigates a lot of that stuff by just simplifying the rest of the game. It's super simple. It's not like Tarkov, where you have to worry about how your gun is built, how your gun is going to shoot. It's very simple. And so it's going to be interesting to see if they add PvE only servers. My biggest answer to PvE only servers is there's a game called Helldivers. There's a game called Helldivers, and that's PvE only. And you can die from your teammates, but that's not how the game works. That's not how you succeed. So maybe just for these 2 months, let's just see how the game plays out. And if you're having trouble with the PvP aspect of this game, use a free loadout. Use your free loadout and just practice and get better at the game. This game allows for that. Allows for you to learn. Allows for you to get better at it. And it respects your time. It's an extraction shooter that mostly is the most respectful of your time. Delta Force, Escape from Tarkov and stuff like that. I'm always feeling like I'm behind, but in Arc Raiders, I don't feel like I'm behind at all. So it's very interesting to see how this plays out. And if you've left because of there's no PvE only, hey, sorry, you know, I'm gonna enjoy my PvP and I'm gonna have fun and have a blast with it. This game is great, and I think the developers made the right choice in adding PvP to the game. But what do you guys think below? What do you guys think? Comment below. Tell me what you think. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next Arc Raider videos. Thank you.